Welcome to step 3 of the Standout Courses That Sell system, in which I'm going to help you validate your course idea before you create any course material. And the first step is going to be introducing you to the validation framework that we're going to be using in this step. The reason we're doing this validation step here is so that you can avoid spending all this time and putting all this hard work into creating a course that no one will buy. Plus, doing this validation step and seeing that there is real demand for the course that you want to create will make you a lot more motivated to create all the course materials and will make it easier for you to fight that little voice at the back of your head that's going to doubt you, that's going to tell you that you shouldn't do it, and that's going to tell you that it didn't work. You're going to be able to come back to that voice and say, hey voice, you know what? You're actually wrong because I have data that shows that this is actually going to work. So let's dive right into the course validation framework that we're going to use in this step. We're going to be using some industry terms in this step. So before we go into that, I just wanted to explain all of them to you so that you're not watching videos and wondering what these different things mean. So let me go from the left to the right. So the first metric that I want to explain to you is ROAS, which is short for return on ad spend. And this metric is simply calculated by the revenue you get, by the total revenue you get, by the amount that you spend on ads. It's a direct measure of marketing ROI. So as an example, if you spend $200 on ads and got $400 in revenue, then your ROAS would be 2x, right? Next metric is click-through rate, and this is the number of clicks that your ads receive divided by the number of times that your ads are shown. So it's going to be, the formula is going to be clicks divided by impressions. So as an example, if an ad had 1,000 impressions and they resulted in 10 clicks, then your CTR is 1%. Cost per click is going to be the average price that you pay per click on your ads, and the formula is simply amount spent divided by clicks. So if you spent $100 and got 50 clicks, then your CPC would be $2. Next is conversion rate, which is going to be the percentage of website visitors who place an order for your main course. So it's not going to be the percentage of all orders divided by all visitors. We're looking at unique orders here, so we're only going to be calculating this based off of purchases of your main course. So as an example, if you had 1,000 website visitors and got 20 sales from your main course, then the formula would be sales divided by website visitors, which would be 2%. Then we have average order value, AOV, which is going to be a measure of how much your customers spend with you on average when they place an order. So as an example, if you got 10 sales, which brought a total of $500 in revenue, then your AOV would be total revenue divided by the number of sales for your main course, which would be $50 in this example. And finally, dripped content is going to be simply the fact that your students get access to particular content after a specific amount of time. So for example, module 1 or step 1 is available to your students the moment they purchase your course. However, module 1 is only available after 1 day. Module 3 is available after 3 days, for example. And so that would mean that your course is dripped and that people don't get access to all the content at once. This is helpful, especially if you want to ensure that people watch the videos that are in earlier modules before progressing further. It has its pros and cons. The pro is that you control the content consumption of your course. The con is that for the people who want to go really fast and watch everything maybe like in a weekend, they're not going to be able to do that. So it's just something to consider and keep in mind when setting everything up in your course hosting platform, which we're going to be doing in step 5. So here's how the validation framework works. First, you're going to build a sales page for your course as if you already had it. I'll tell you what your sales page should contain and how you can build it quickly by using a proven funnel format that I've used multiple times. And on that sales page, you essentially have two choices. Choice number 1 is you either have people opt in, which basically means you have people leave their email address, and you send those people to a confirmation page that thanks them for their interests and tells them that you will contact them when your course is ready. If you choose this option, then we're going to be focusing on tracking your opt-in rate. So it's going to be the percentage of people leaving their email address on your page. And we're going to use this metric to calculate your conversion rate and possible return on ad spend by using the profitability calculator. That's one of the bonuses to this course. We can easily work out the conversion rate if we have the opt-in rate, because checkout pages typically convert at 50 to 60%, especially if you use the type of funnel that I'm going to recommend to you. From my experience, checkout pages in that type of funnel convert between 50 to 60%. So we can easily calculate the conversion rate from that. And choice number 2 is you can have people opt in on your page, and then you send them to a live checkout page where they can pre-order your course and either pay by card with Stripe, or they can pay with PayPal. And you're simply going to tell people that they're going to get access to the course when it's ready, and you make it explicitly clear that it's a pre-order, and that way you can actually generate sales in your validation process. With this option, if you do pre-orders, you want to over-communicate with anyone who purchases to avoid any misunderstandings. Because if you choose to do this way, if you choose to do it this way, and if you're very confident that your course will sell, because your competitors are selling similar courses successfully, then what you could also do is build out the first 1 to 2 modules of your course and give people access to those modules right away, and then simply drip the remaining part of the course as people go through the course, so that you have time to build the remaining modules. So for example, let's say someone purchases your course and they get access to a week's worth of content, and then you do your validation for like a couple of days during that week as they're consuming the content of their first module, and you can build out the remaining part of the course as you're enrolling people in the modules that you already have built. Regardless of what option you choose, you might want to double check the legalities around this in your country with an attorney, because depending on where you live, there may be additional regulations around pre-orders and that kind of stuff. So I'm not an attorney and this is not legal advice, so you should double check how this looks in your country. So that is step number 1. Step number 2 is you're going to create really simple image ads and write really simple ad copy that's going to resonate with your target audience. I'll show you how to do this in the next in one of the next videos in this step. And then step 3 of the validation framework, you're going to run a very simple validation campaign on Facebook ads, which I'll guide you how to do. And we're going to be doing this to see what kind of conversion data we can get. The budget that you would need to do this would be between $200 to $300. And I want to explain to you why we're doing this with paid traffic and why we're doing it with Facebook ads. The reason we're doing it with paid traffic and not organic traffic is really simple. It's because if you sell your course to complete strangers, which cold traffic is, they're going to be people that don't know you, that see you for the first time. If you are able to sell successfully to cold traffic, then there's a high chance that your course is going to be successful. Whereas organic traffic, such as social media followers, past clients, or your email subscribers, those people already know you, and because of that, they're much more likely to purchase from you. And we don't want to get a false confirmation for a course idea by using organic traffic. And the reason we're doing it on Facebook is because Facebook's algorithm, in my experience, can find customers really quickly, and you don't need to test as much as you would have to test on Google Ads, for example. So that's why I would recommend that you test on Facebook ads. If you don't want to validate your course using paid traffic, which I again highly recommend you do, and you do have access to an organic traffic source such as your email list or followers, then you could follow this exact same process to test your opt-in rate or to get pre-orders by leveraging your organic traffic. If you do pre-orders, I recommend that you use the money that you make from those pre-orders to validate your course with paid traffic, just to be extra sure, because organic traffic behaves and converts completely differently from cold traffic. And because long term, you're going to be looking to sell to cold traffic, whether by using paid ads or some other way. So your long-term success and long-term scalability is going to depend on the ability to sell to strangers. So I highly recommend that you use paid traffic for validation. If you don't have access to an organic traffic source and don't want to validate your idea with paid traffic, then you should proceed to step 4, knowing that your course idea is not validated yet and that there is risk that it may not sell as well as you would hope. After you do steps 1 through to 3 in the validation framework, we're going to analyze the data from the validation campaign to determine whether the course idea is something that we want to move forward with or whether we want to make changes. I'll show you how to determine if the data is promising or not and how to determine what to do next in another video in this step. That's it as far as the validation framework is concerned. Really, it's not very complicated. It's just those 4 simple steps. One thing that I would like to add here is if for whatever reason you don't see promising data in step number 4, that doesn't mean that your course idea is bad. It could be that your course idea is good, but the way you positioned it with your marketing could be improved. So it's not like if the test goes wrong, it means that the idea is not good. It simply means that it may need additional tweaks. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in step 3.2, and I hope you found it useful. Thank you.